No. Well, hello. How is everybody this evening?
Hi there. How you doing, Jonathan?
I'm doing a-okay. Just hanging out in my basement,
Well,
or no, I'm actually on a building
wait.
with this beautiful skyline behind me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was gonna say you're hanging out in your basement. I'm in my basement. It's a little risky business we're playing here, but
Mm,
unfortunately, our guest is not here to play in our basement with us.
yes. Yeah.
Alas. Sorry,
Alas,
everybody. Alas, we waited as long as we could wait. There could be a possibility that Brianna will show up,
maybe she's
but
really shy.
maybe, could be, possibility. But hey, you have us. Isn't that
That's right.
something?
That's right.
It's a
So,
consolation prize.
yeah. Da-da-da-da-da-da. We need a band.
Need Tony dancing across here with his gin or whiskey, whatever the hell in his
Oh
hand.
my goodness. I love your 1914 beverage there.
Yes, 1914, the beverage. It takes you to the afterlife immediately. Drink too much and you're immediately in
Well,
the
it could
afterlife.
happen. It could have a little too much
Actually,
and it might take it to the afterlife.
figuratively and literally, metaphorically, hyperbolically, however you'd like to put it, we got you.
Type in the old comments here.
So, what we were thinking of
Oh,
doing.
I'm simulcasting on
Oh,
both channels.
did you get it to work?
I did. So that's like, oh, I said something twice. I like that.
It was so nice you had to say it twice.
That's right. So, what I was thinking, what we were talking about is since we don't have our guest yet, we're hoping that, fingers crossed that she's just rushing home and we'll pop on in and then she can tell her thing. Uh, if there's anybody here who would like to join us to maybe talk about an experience that you've had.
Join us. Join the stage. Tell us your story,
You've
Morning
got that sort of
Glory.
Vanna White thing, like,
Would you like to join right here? Or would you like to join down here? Over here? Wherever you would like to be. We can get you a place. Get in where you fit in. If you would like to tell your story, Dr. Time Waster, you didn't know we were live. Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, we
Oh
thought,
my
why not?
goodness.
Let's do live because lives are fun. And then we have no guests. So whoopsie.
We tried. Like
Try.
we did our best. We're trying to build a community and just sometimes we get rejected. Oh.
Because I'm actually glad that I offered a position in tonight's interview to Ryan because it would have been just me, and it would have been like that latest broadcast where the sister is like, and uh that's all I have to say.
Uh, we're
Awkward.
gonna have to deduct points in your theocratic ministry school grades.
Oh,
Sorry.
I got to work on extemporaneous delivery.
Oh boy, I used to love getting graded. Something was wrong with me. That's so weird.
Okay, I'm gonna do this. I am going to open it up to guests, and hopefully this doesn't backfire on me. So
Who
there you
will
go. If anybody would like to join in, please feel free to do so. Oh, I just Joe and Fran, I just put a link, well, twice apparently, into the comment section there. So just copy and paste that into your web browser, and boom, you can be on. This is going to be like the Dr. Fraser Crane. I'm listening.
I'm listening to do, do. Yeah, there's that. Yeah, so this happens, Jonathan. This is part of the damn game. It's sometimes you get a guest, and then sometimes you lose a guest, all in the same like vicinity of a day. Really, it goes like that.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what? I was happy that I put out a call to people on Instagram, on TikTok, and YouTube, that if anybody wanted to come on in and
Nice.
tell their story, I'd be happy to make that available to them.
That's
And
awesome.
someone took me up on it, so that's a step in the
Yeah,
right direction.
I think what Wendy does is really smart. Wendy Renee, she has like a sign up thing that you can do. Like it's a whole
Oh
like
yeah.
app thing. Yeah, because it makes it so much easier because then I think most of the like the back and forth that you have to do with people is just already removed because
Mhm.
you're like, okay, what days work for you? Okay, what time work for you? Okay, like it's like all these questions that you have to ask, and boop, it's right there. You fill it out, and you have a guest. I
Right.
keep saying I'm going to look into it, and I have I have not yet. Is there elephants in the
That
room?
yes, I have elephant children apparently.
Mm, that's okay. They're just being kids.
Yeah.
Earlier, Pickles was running around like a maniac all over the house, getting the zoomies. She's adjusting. She's doing good. I'm really, really happy.
What made you decide on pickles?
Well, first, I love pickles. Like I really just like I'll drink pickle juice straight up. I just love pickles. And one day, like after we had gotten her, I opened the refrigerator to get a pickle, and she came up and she was super interested in the pickle. So I did just give her a tiny little piece. Like you got to be careful because it has like stuff in it probably they shouldn't have. Um, but yeah, I gave her a little piece and she seemed to like it. And I was like, "You're a little pickle." She's a little pickle.
We're
Hi,
happy to
pickle
see you too, Dan.
pie.
Aw.
Hi, pickle pie. Pickle. She's a little pickle. Can you sit? Can you do a sit for mama? Sit. Good girl. Can you paw? Give me paw. Give mama paw. Give me paw. She's a fu mom.
I don't
She
perform on
has
camera.
she has started. I've been trying to train her, and she has started doing like paw. I'm so other than just now, but I'm so proud of her. I'm like, wow. Oh Jesus!
Oh,
And then there's that.
oh my. Good guard dog.
Yeah, she is. I wouldn't mess with them teeth. Let me tell you something. She got them sharpie sharps.
So, just in case you're joining us in the last minute and a half, if you would like to pop on in and say hello, feel free. And yeah, we can tell your story, give us an experience, tell us what it's like being a J Dub or an Exmo or whatever, and let us know what it's all about. Because we
Share
think
your
it's very
journey.
important. That's right. We think it's very important to be able to relate to others and to, everybody has their own experiences, and getting a peek into your life kind of helps you understand. Can I see?
It
Send the
does.
link again. I can.
Yeah, it really does help. I am big on like I like
Bam,
when we
there you
get
go.
to talk to other people because me in my own head, tweedle deedling and tweedle dumbing around in there, it's not a good look. I do so much better when I can talk to people and ask questions. It's just so much better for me, and I learn faster and
Mhm.
everything. That's how my brain works. Everybody's different.
And we need these interactions, I think. because if you're formerly Jehovah's Witness, you know what it's like to lose all communication with people that you used to
Yeah.
hold dear, and now they're gone, and you kind of have to make a new family. Oh,
Yeah.
what do we have here? And presto changeo, alakazam. I
You did it. We did
Hi.
it.
did it.
You did it.
You made it.
Hi, Joe and Fran.
Hello.
How are you this evening?
Sitting here, and all of a sudden we said, "Oh, we can go on."
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
I don't think I've met either of you before, at least that I know
No.
of.
No, but we were interviewed by Wendy. You just mentioned Wendy Renee.
Yeah, I love Wendy. She is fantastic.
She does so nice.
Yes,
She does some really good work.
We're on Rick Fearon's program. We do the outside
Okay.
story.
Okay.
Awesome. That's great. We love people spreading the good news.
We're trying to.
I catch a little six screens now and again. So
Yeah.
Yeah. He gets a lot of people in the chat when he goes live. He
Gets
gets
a
a lot
lot
of
of-
people.
Truly
Uh-huh.
does. Yes.
Good
Sometimes it
discussion.
gets a little crazy,
Yes.
but yeah.
That is true. That is true. You get a lot of ex-witnesses in the same area. What do you expect?
Oh,
it's a party.
It's a party. It's a party.
Oh, we're like freedom. We can associate with people. This is great.
Yeah. In fact, we just were interviewed by
At the radio station.
the brother.
Oh
from
yes,
England.
Riley,
Riley.
Martin Riley.
Yeah.
They hasn't
Oh,
been-
Riley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
Jexit. Is that Jexit?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. He's awesome.
one
He
second,
also
Gigi.
has really good content too. So since I really don't know you at all, sorry.
It's okay.
Would you mind
Ask
telling
questions.
us?
Oh,
Yeah,
ahead.
I would love to know a little bit about yourself. Like, how long were you witnesses? Were you born in? When did you leave? Why are you here? Like all that
Go
fun
ahead.
stuff.
Fran will give the quick short story.
Okay, we were not born in. We
No.
came in when we were 33,
Okay.
1985. We had 3 young children. Jonathan, what's your little boy's name?
That's James.
James.
He's so
Hello,
cute.
James.
He is
He's
a
a
character.
cutie
Let me
pie.
tell you.
Good.
He's a cutie
So,
pie.
Our 3 children were 5 years old, 2.5, 1.5, and I was pregnant with the 4th one. And we got a knock on the door,
Mhm.
and Joe was home.
That's all. I wish I was.
If only you'd been at the store getting milk that
Ah.
day. Huh?
Shucks.
He asked questions from the Bible. We were seeking. We were looking for to learn more about the Bible as a family and an avenue for volunteering for charity as a family.
Wow.
And they were answering questions out of the Bible, or the one individual young man, and I was impressed with that. That's what we were interested in. And then he showed me something, a book, which was a new thought for me. It was a red book.
Which one?
I was
Is it a
gonna let
Paradise book?
I was going to
Uh-huh.
let you guess.
Yeah, Paradise.
Wait, is is that the one, the Paradise?
You can live.
You can live
forever.
forever in paradise
in
on
paradise.
earth.
Bingo.
Live forever,
I
Rick, yeah.
remember that book. I remember that was a big deal. That was a
Yeah,
big deal. Yeah.
And I said, that's a new thought. That's interesting. That's interesting.
Right.
But
It's
I
a
asked him, I
completely
said,
different.
Oh yeah. But then I asked him, but do you have anything in there for children? Bible stories, whatever.
Oh
Oh
God.
boy.
I was making
They
it
got-
easy. I was making it easy for him.
They were like,
Yeah. Oh yeah. So at any rate, yes, we do, in fact.
And he
And
didn't
didn't
have
have it with him. So I said, next time you come back, bring it.
Joe is already setting up for the return visit.
I make it easy.
boy,
I made it easy. Really,
they
we
were just
facilitate-
counting the time.
We facilitate things. So at any rate, he came back.
3 times.
Yeah.
3 return visits.
Fran's better with details.
On the 3rd return visit, it was the memorial, just like now.
Mm-hmm.
And so he told us about this memorial, how it's the most important, event for Christians. And we said, well, we feel we're Christians,
So
we should go.
I said,
right?
if that's the most important event for Christians, we'll go. And he dutifully wrote out a little map on the back of the
They didn't have
of
the
it.
fancy invitations they have
back
now.
of the invitation, little
Oh,
piece of
okay.
paper.
Yeah.
So I said, that makes it easy. And so we did. We took the 3 children plus Fran, pregnant, 5, no, 6 of
Six
us.
altogether. Yeah.
Wow.
And no, at that time, no one had any dress-up clothes.
You had a sports
I had a sports
jacket.
jacket. I wore a sports jacket.
I had a maternity
Everyone was
dress.
dressed nice and clean.
Yeah.
Kids were
The
cute
girls,
as a bug.
we didn't have any dresses,
Looked
but
like
you know,
little
they,
farm girls and everything. But at any rate, we
Aw.
get there and it looks like Easter Sunday. In other words, they were all dressed up like Easter.
Yeah.
Dressed to the
Big
nines.
deal.
Huh?
And I was
Yes.
like,
It is big. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is special.
yeah,
Um,
we sat in the car and we said, should we go in? And Joe said, well, if they
Oh.
accept us the way we
I said,
are.
if that matters that
Yeah.
much, then that'll tell us something.
Right.
Right.
So we went in. And
They love bombed
Love
us.
bombed.
Oh,
Oh, boy.
my goodness.
Good
Because,
love
you know,
bombed.
here it is a whole family, a husband, wife, children,
Yeah.
Right.
the
yeah,
whole
big one. Big
thing.
one. So
It's a
that was
big
a
deal.
memorial. And that was new and different. And then
It's very different.
Yeah, 'cause we
Yes.
both grew up Catholic,
Yeah,
so you know we
Catholic.
went to communion and all that. But they, when
Okay.
they told us, don't take the bread or the wine, we go, okay. You know, we didn't know why.
Okay,
We said, okay,
okay.
we won't. You know,
we had, so we didn't, and they set us up for another
we went to the Sunday
meeting the Sunday.
Sunday.
So I said, okay, we'll go. And at the end,
Yeah, was it then when Dan said that? Right then? Do you think it was,
it was the first meeting, I
Okay.
think.
Okay.
Yeah, the first meeting. After the first meeting, end of the first meeting, the PO asked me, so how did you like the meeting? I said, what did you think of it? I said, it was very interesting. I'm sure it's very helpful for families and things like that. And he said, well, do you think you'd be interested in attending? I said, well, actually, we're planning on changing our location. We're thinking of another area, a warmer area. We were living right in central New York, so it's kind of cold in the winter.
Okay.
At the time we were. But then he kind of cocked his little head, or his big head or whatever. He's a short guy with a big head.
A
At any
bobblehead, huh?
Yeah.
Bobblehead, yeah.
At any rate, he kind of looked at me and said, well, maybe you should change your attitude.
It's an
And
odd thing to say.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
and especially seeing as I didn't strangle him,
Right.
it was very upfront, very upfront.
That seemed rather rude.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Very rude.
So I was accepting and calm about it, and I said, well, we'll see. And I did acknowledge that. Well, I'm sure it could be beneficial for the family, because it was all families. It was very much a family situation, and good for them. So we talked about it, and Fran thought it was a great idea.
Well, okay, so we skipped a Sunday.
Skipped a Sunday.
Joe had to
That's
work
true.
on the car.
Yeah,
And I'm taking care of the kids, and I'm thinking, oh, we could have been at that meeting with those nice people.
didn't mean a thing to me.
So I said to Joe, I said, we could have been at that meeting. He goes, okay, we'll go back to the meeting. So we did. And then right away they tell us, well, we have a book study, and it was in one of the
One of
folks'
Fran's
home.
homes.
And,
Yeah,
you
one of
know,
the book studies.
then we went
Okay.
to that, and then they told us about the third. I mean, we just did everything right
Oh,
away.
yeah.
I mean,
Just
we
lay it out.
like-
Really? So you
Yeah.
jumped right in head
Jumped
first
we
to
were,
like,
we were searching for, like I said, we're searching for Bible study, family, as well
Mhm.
as an opportunity to serve.
Oh, you got to back up because, okay, so we go to that meeting, and the fella the brother that was the first one to call on us, he said, well, we have a Bible study program,
Well,
we'd
he
like
made a
to-"
return visit.
He made a return
return
visit,
visit.
and but this was after the memorial because we weren't
Yeah,
even
after the
studying yet.
memorial, made a return visit.
And he said, we have a Bible study program. And Joe said, under one condition, the whole family can study. Well, he, kind
He
of
just kind
hold
of backed
himself.
up a little bit. And said,
Okay.
I think we can do that, he said.
Yeah, I
She
think
was,
we
"Okay,
can
fine."
manage that. he
So
said.
they did. We began to study at home. He came, young guy. He was just out of Bethel.
Pioneering.
Good young guy.
And he would study with the children first. He had the
Intelligent
Bible
young guy.
storybook. Right? And our kids are like, Mark wasn't even 5 yet. So it was like almost 5, 2.5, 1.5. And they're sitting there with their little books.
It was precious. I mean, because they were all trained. My son, my oldest son, who was 4, knew how to read. I wanted him knowing how to read before he even went to school.
Yeah.
So plus they were good young kids. They were.
I gotta get in there. Okay.
Oh, that's a picture of them from back then? You're
Yeah, so
4?
this is when they're all dressed up going to the meeting and
Oh,
our son
so
is born.
cute.
So, I was just
I
thinking
remember
that-
wearing plaid pants.
Yeah. All the plaid and the little bows and
they
ties.
were just so innocent.
They
And
were
we brought
precious,
them into this
precious.
cult. But
Oh.
anyway,
At any rate,
Anyway.
quickly, so we had to study. First it was them, and then it was us for the study. And we continued studying
what about the books of the Bible?
books of the Bible. Oh yeah, as it was directing us to go to the Bible, I didn't know where the books were. I had no idea where the books
Right.
were. So,
Right. Yeah.
So I said, well, it's helpful if someone, if you memorize where the books of the Bible are.
But he started with the kids first.
And he got them.
He said, okay, I'm gonna have you memorize the first 5 books. So the kids were actually doing it, And Joe and I looked at each other and go, well, if they're going to memorize it, I guess we should too.
Yeah.
So we
Right.
Let them show
okay.
us up.
I said,
Yeah.
we'll do 5.
we'll
start
do
with
5. We sat there, we did 5.
5.
We were so proud
Hey,
of
let's
ourselves.
go for 10. We'll go for 10. I did 10. I think we can keep going. Well, at any rate,
Right.
we memorized them all that night. Boom.
Oh, wow.
Did
Awesome.
Yeah.
Did it, which
helped.
it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
I mean, I still remember I taught myself the books of the Bible, and I, for the most part, still remember and use it today. So, I mean,
it's a good thing.
it's just
to
helpful. It's
Yeah.
just helpful in a different way now.
Yeah.
So we continued with the study. As the study progressed, Fran and I showed ourselves to have difficulties. We had marital problems, difficulties getting.
Yeah.
Children of the 80s. No,
Of us?
excuse me.
No, we're children of the 60s.
I beg your pardon. Children of the 60s, which was a real rock and roll time for problems with female roles,
experimenting.
male roles, women's lib, dominance. Oh, it was a nasty time for people. And here we are coming to, do something together. Sweet. So one of the, how did it go from there?
Okay, so I know.
Go ahead.
So the young brother just out of Bethel, we went through the whole Live Forever book in 1 year,
Yeah.
but we weren't ready to be baptized because our marriage was terrible. So we said, well, maybe we should study with someone who has a good marriage. So this short guy that Joe wanted to hit and his wife, they were special pioneers.
Great.
They were sent.
Of course they were.
They were sent to clean up the congregation because it had run into problems previously. So he comes with his highly trained nature and he really did straighten it out and knew how to really grow it.
So they started studying the family book with us and the United in Worship.
Yeah.
We'd studied 2 books.
Yeah.
So after 3 years of studying totally, and we went to a convention and we didn't get in a fight. And we said, we think we're ready to get baptized. And so we got baptized together. That's when they still allowed husband and wives to go in together. And the first time we did go in together, but my knee or foot or something came up. I had to go in again. What was it? My
Oh
knee?
yeah,
My
yeah,
foot? I
that's
don't know.
right.
So
That's
they
right. Your
called
foot
me.
came up
I
out of the
was-
water.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
It's like back in again.
Yeah, so
Oh.
they called me. With some,
I love it.
they were so
Back under.
Pathetic.
so I had to go back in twice. Yeah, I went in the second time.
Yeah.
There's
so
a toe showing. Will not have Joe's approval. We must do it again.
Jehovah cannot forgive that.
Oh, no,
Please,
Yeah.
no, no.
please
I think
stop.
that's the first
I think it
time
was an
we've told
omen.
that
I think that
story.
was
Yeah.
an omen.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, right. You should have took it as like, oh
Yeah.
God, a
Yeah.
foreshadowing of
Not
what was
gonna go
happening.
good.
So anyway,
What any rate,
fast
to
forward.
speed up.
Yeah,
Um,
kids all grow
kids
up.
all grew up, all pioneering. Who went to
Oh
China?
wow,
Two or
they're
three went to
pioneering.
China.
2 went to China with
Um,
their spouse.
Spouse, three
Wow.
are elders in the whole family.
They, oh yeah, one went to Ecuador, one went to Jamaica.
Jamaica.
She learned sign language. So they were all like, we were this
Wow.
model family,
You just do what you have to do.
poster family.
Right.
But
Right.
unfortunately, and this is where my regrets come in, religion is a snare and a racket.
Did you
Don't
ever
forget
hear
that.
Did you ever hear that?
Oh, I
Don't forget that.
yes. Oh God, did we ever hear
and
that? Well, we
it's-
didn't hear that.
And unfortunately, it triggered the fear in me that I had for my family that they wanted to trigger,
Right.
and I transmitted that fear to them.
Mm.
And I to this day, we regret that I ever was that way. It worked on me. And,
Yeah.
and
It
I
serves a
truly
Seems
regret
purpose.
that.
We put the fear into them, so they were these obedient little kids that went to the meeting and loved service.
Who
and
wants to die at Armageddon?
You
Who wants
know, they
your
just
children to
loved-
die at Armageddon?
with friends.
Right. And as the
so-
parents, you're responsible for whether or not
Ah.
they make it through.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be an organization of love, but it
Oh, no.
really is
No,
fear.
no,
Seems to be the biggest thing.
That's so true.
Yep.
So a year ago, just a little over a year ago, Joe was getting sick of the broadcast and the governing
I
body.
couldn't stomach watching.
Oh, so this is recent.
Yes, just over a year ago.
Year ago.
Wonderful.
Joe and Fran, we welcome to the flock, my loves.
Thanks.
Oh, I'm
We're
so
a
proud of
little-
you.
we're
Welcome,
a little
welcome.
late to the party, but we're
Never late. Never late to
Okay.
this party,
Okay, so
baby.
we were 70 when we came out.
Okay.
70. And the thing, okay, so you did not like what you saw on the
no.
broadcast.
See, we saw some tremendous changes from the time we came in
Oh yeah.
till now.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, I detailed in a comment that we came in with black and white. No, maybe a single color.
Well, yeah.
Single color
Yeah.
illustrations in the
In
Watchtower.
the 80s, yeah.
And we also had access to the bound volumes back from the 50s.
Mhm.
So, it was pretty bare bones type of communications that they had. And then we started seeing 4 color and illustrations. Hello. And these illustrations were becoming more and more graphic. And it's like, what are they trying to push? And coming from, the world and my background, from what I saw, and I said,
Joe
"Man,
has a background in counseling, student personnel, went to 6 years of college. I have a background in teaching. I went 4 years of college. So, we had some culture
yeah.
before coming into this.
And the stuff that I saw in the illustrations, I thought it was awfully strange on a Bible-based publication to have these just so suggestive graphic illustrations. And here kids are watching them too. And it's like,
Yeah.
did they really meet? Did they really? I mean, bad enough that if you read some Bible,
Are you on me live?
that hello, James.
Hello, James.
Hello.
Give him a kiss.
There you are. Good to see you.
At any rate, I thought it's strange that they're exposing everybody to these illustrations, which, as far as I'm concerned, were just about pornographic, brutalizing. But maybe they know what they're doing, blah, 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 after all. At any rate, it was years after that, that one of the mothers who was attending with her five
Five
children
children.
was very suspect of what was going on. She was concerned about the safety of her children there. She was worried about pedophiles. And I thought,
Well, she said they saw the Dateline.
they saw the Dateline. That's right. We didn't. We didn't have television.
Oh.
We had no she did. So it's like, well, I don't think we have to worry at all.
No,
I mean, we were totally
totally unaware.
unaware of it.
When was
Totally
this?
This was about 4 years
At
ago. It was in 2018,
Yeah.
2019.
Yeah.
She
Okay.
mentioned it to us.
So we didn't know anything about
So you
that.
kind of put it in the back.
I
of
didn't
your
either.
head. Yeah.
At that time I still was not awake, and I didn't
No.
know either about all the allegations. I was
Yeah,
very
so-
blind to it.
Yeah.
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 So you put it on the shelf. You know, that shelf is getting heavier and
Yeah.
heavier, you know.
And it's like, oh man,
Yeah.
is that what's could be going? And I didn't think much of it.
Mm-mm.
But then when as the governing body were coming out and being shown on the big screen,
Mhm.
it's like, boy, this is unusual. It's like, why are they all of a sudden celebrities? I mean,
Yep.
flat out
Yes.
celebrities.
Yep,
They-
idols.
They even had to warn people not to treat them like celebrities.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
false
they-
idols.
They feel like their own flavor of televangelism.
oh my goodness. And
That's all it is.
And it's like, this is strange. It's getting strange. And all the more and more, I just did not appreciate the tone of their conversations
Mm-hmm.
or lecturing or whatever they were giving toward people. It just did not work for me. And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't like this. I wouldn't even buy a used car from these guys. They were worse.
I
than
don't
that.
blame you.
Worse than that. That
Yeah.
didn't work at all.
I'm glad that you got to see the change. Like, you're in it at the right time, where you
Oh,
got
yeah.
to see the
Yeah.
and which I got to see too, and I think that was very helpful to me to see how the organization really just flip
Well,
flopped.
and I think what went along with that is the rapid growth, because it
Yeah.
grew like it shot up like a rocket.
Yeah. In the
And-
90s.
And honestly, as I look back, I mean, I could see the nature of the publication and the message changing, and you can almost spot where it was infiltrated with a whole different philosophy and a different approach. Because I think somebody caught wind that this organization has got a lot of money coming in, and I think that's where the corruption started coming in. From different organizations, whatever. So at that point, I said, I gotta get some more information here, because I didn't used to. I stayed away from all the quote unquote apostate information. I figured if they don't want us to, I'll stay away as much as I can. But I was never afraid of researching everything and anything. At any rate, at that point, when I started to get sick of listening to them, I came across first.
Falling Towers.
I was just looking up first Jehovah's Witnesses, general, see what's under general, what normal people would find. And then slow but sure, I drifted into, the first one was Falling Towers. Matt.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
think he's like an elder, isn't he? Or was he?
Yep, he
Excuse
was.
not now. It was now
the
elder.
first one I saw. Very first
Former
one I saw.
elder, former pioneer. Yeah.
Right.
And I,
Wait, excuse me. I am also too a former pioneer now. Retroactive, but considering that they've changed their requirements, I too now consider myself to be a former pioneer. Thank you.
Oh, I see. You fit into it now.
I fit.
Retroactively.
I
Hey,
fit.
that's good. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
I'm going
take
to
what
take
you-
my title. I never
take
made
it.
any kind of title, but now I'm getting a title. Thank you,
Take what you
Jehovah's
can get.
Witnesses.
Take what you can get.
Yes.
So should I go on?
Yes, please go on. Sorry.
So
So Joe was home. I
Oh, I
was
was
out.
home, that's
I was
right.
out in service.
so I said, "Is this what's out there? Is this what's going on?" And then it came at one point I got onto the ARC.
Well, we did together.
Well, I know, but I did before that, I
Oh.
think.
That was eye opening for a
I'm not
lot
sure.
of people.
I'm
the
not
I
sure.
thought we
IRC.
found it together. Because first, when I came home from service that day, I still remember it. So Joe said, there's something that I want you to watch. And I kind of had a suspicion. And I said, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. No, it doesn't sound good. He said, well, you really should. And it's these people's lives and, women and families and all this. And then I go, no, I don't want to see it. So then you
Basically,
convinced me.
my attitude was, if you don't see it, it won't go well for us.
Yeah, it won't go well for us.
It will not go
No.
well for us.
So all I had visions was our old marriage coming back. And I
And
couldn't
you had
stand
changed,
it.
and you
Yes,
had
I
you
did.
had changed from that.
So anyway, the next day I said, all right, show me what you found. And he did. And, I didn't see anything that was really bad that I thought was bad. But then about a week later, because I wrote it in the calendar,
Mhm.
we both watched the ARC, and then that was it. I said, that's it. I can't
And
stand
even
it. It's
before
making me
that,
sick.
I had asked you if we were sending
right.
any money
Yeah.
through the credit card or whatever to them.
Yeah, we did.
I said,
Like
if
the
you-
automatic debit from
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
account.
And I said, cut it off
Mhm.
completely.
Yeah, don't
I don't
send
want to
any
give
more
them
money.
another penny.
Yep.
Used to complain about other organizations doing just that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I know.
And
Yeah.
now look at them. They'll
Funny.
take anything. They'll
Mhm.
take
Yeah.
trust funds.
Well, I didn't want to support a pedophile organization.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's like I'll be damned if I'm going to keep doing this.
Right.
So everything went pretty quickly. That was December of 2021, the end of December. January, we got in touch with the elders. We said, we've got to talk to you
Yeah.
about something.
I said we called the elders. I said we need to talk.
Well, actually, it was on Zoom because it's
Yeah,
still
Zoom.
during COVID.
Yeah.
Okay.
Two of them came on, and they reassured us, that never happened in our congregation,
He
pedophiles.
says I don't care if it didn't happen in our congregation.
Right.
It is
happened.
happening all over.
And they said, well, you can't
Right.
believe everything that you see on the internet.
I said, grow up.
And they
you know?
tried to, they said, you really got to watch Brother Splain's video. Oh, it's excellent. The voice of
excellent.
strangers.
Oh my God.
It's like we could almost,
Oh.
we couldn't stand
Excellent. I
watch.
couldn't
We did watch
stomach
it.
them.
We watched it.
And at that point, I knew we were miles apart. Miles apart.
Oh, so in the meantime, catch up with our children.
Yeah.
We, they're all pioneering, all elders. And we called them and we said, we made it seem like their uncle
Oh yeah.
was the one who
my
found out.
brother-in-law was attending some of the Zoom meetings, and I found out the information. I went to David, my brother-in-law, who Wendy just recently did interviewed, and I told him, David, you're going to research Watchtower, and you're going to find something very disturbing, and you're going to present this to my son-in-law, because I'm not going to.
Yeah.
So I got him to do that. I got him to present it because I didn't want to be the one to present it to them, because they know.
And this is wait, who is this? This is
my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law.
your brother-in-law.
My children's uncle.
Yeah, he's not.
Okay.
Not a witness.
Never was.
Not a witness.
Okay.
So I wanted to do it through him. He did, thankfully. And he's been very cooperative and helpful throughout the whole thing. At any rate, he did. We called the elders, had a meeting with them. What happened there?
Oh, well, they said, well, just don't watch anything like that. We go, well, it was a documentary, And they go, well, apostates can get in there. They can twist things.
Oh,
So we go, all right,
You can't twist things that much. Like, stop.
No.
I know.
if there's
I
evidence,
knew they were
evidence
delusional
isn't
at this point.
twisted.
No,
Yeah.
I knew at that
It's
point. I knew
proof.
they were all crooks. They're all criminals.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
They
I took
As
protect.
apostates, they'll present you with facts
Yeah.
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 and evidence.
No. Not the facts.
So I took notes. I took notes on that ARC. I had numbers. I had all kinds of things. And I approached our children, our grown children, and I said, you know, we're really disturbed about this. And they go, well, you can't believe, they said the same thing. You can't believe everything you see on the internet. And they lie. And we go, yeah, but, you know, this is not apostate information. So anyway, we kind of
We
just
knew they weren't going to
no, they weren't going to
accept
budge.
anything.
No, they were not going to accept. So we went on this family vacation to Florida, and that was a
Oh, it was
disaster.
terrible.
It was a
It was
disaster.
horrible. Horrible.
And when we came back from that, had another second meeting with the
Yeah.
elders, and they go, "Well, how did your vacation go?" Well, they knew darn well
They
how
knew.
it went because our son was texting the elders everything that we were talking about.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking
Oh.
about we were talking badly about the governing body, the organization, and he was texting our youngest son, the one that I was pregnant
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
He was texting the
Yeah.
elders back in
Yeah.
the home congregation.
They were very well indoctrinated, I'm sorry to say.
Oh, wow.
So we had that second second meeting with the elders, and then they had a warning talk. They didn't call it a what's the other talk they give? Marking. It wasn't a
Marking
marking
talk.
talk. It wasn't a warning talk. So they were
Okay.
being light on us
But-
because
but-
we were so.
The one beneficial thing, though, with that is they made it a point to explain in detail what a PIMO was,
To the
which was
congregation.
very helpful because I'm sure what it was doing at that point is helping them to identify how they are probably PIMO.
And we didn't know that they were going to have this talk.
Yeah.
And we're sitting home. Everybody's
Wow.
on Zoom. Thankfully, we weren't at the Kingdom Hall.
Oh
And I
boy.
said, Joe, they're talking about us. And he's going on, you know, if you hear things that don't sound right,
Oh,
you
he
know,
was-
don't listen to them. You don't
it
have to
was-
associate.
It was passion.
And
There's impassion.
oh my goodness. So at that same time, we did call that same elder, the one that Joe wanted to punch, and we ran it by him and we said, you know, this is what we're hearing, you know, we want to get your take on it. He goes, oh no, it's not true. Well, we had problems in the
Yeah.
organization before, but
No,
we've really been trying hard
no.
to
And I knew
it's
it
like
was
no.
he's
So
way
he
off. He
got in
knows, and
touch
he
with
knows.
our 4 grown children and he put the fear in them.
Behind their backs, he
says-
went to them and
Yeah.
basically they started shunning.
They
as a
said,
result of that.
yeah, he said, your parents are into something very
Yeah.
dangerous.
Yeah.
You must be
Wow.
careful. And of course, they're going to listen to him because he graduated from being a PO in the congregation. He was a CO.
Yeah.
Now he retired.
He was
So
high up.
they really
He
look
was
up
high
to
up.
him and his wife. So anyway, now they shun us.
Yeah. And they started from then.
Yeah.
Started.
So, how many do all of your children shun
Mhm.
you?
Yes.
They do.
Very
Yeah.
Oh,
unified.
I'm
They're very
so
unified.
sorry to hear that.
Yeah. All
Ah.
4.
We stay in connection with them. We continually
We
we'll
give
text
them
them and
text messages,
message, you know.
but they never answer.
No, they've got there's some deep lessons that they need to learn.
There
If-
were there were
Yeah.
2 times that we saw them. Our anniversary was October 1st, October 2nd, but we
Yeah.
put a party. We put our own anniversary party on, and we invited
we would have
all of our
invited you, but
we invited all of our worldly relatives, and our son and our daughter and our son-in-law did come,
yeah,
but they were very,
Tight,
cautious,
stiff, yeah.
very stiff.
yeah.
Nothing
Right.
like they normally are. And that was October 1st. And then my cousin passed away of cancer.
Older, she was older.
She was older. And they, again, the 3 of them came to her funeral,
Yeah,
which I
yeah,
thought
with
was
respect.
very nice of them. Our daughter came up to me and she says, I'm sorry, Mom, because it was my cousin. Went up to Joe, right?
Yeah.
Gave you a
Yeah.
hug.
Yeah.
Our son, I went up to our son and I said, I really appreciate you coming. And he was kind of stiff and everything. Joe went up to him and what did he say?
Yeah, at one point, he was off to the side. I went up to him and approached him, and I said something. But then he said, "I'll have to excuse myself. I'm going to have to excuse myself."
Yeah.
And it's like, and I looked and I said, what a disservice that was done through that organization, and I helped.
And
Yeah.
we blamed
And I
ourselves.
helped
We
them.
blamed ourselves
But
so much.
it's not your fault.
Well, I mean,
Unfortunately.
I did put the effort in.
Yeah, we did.
But
We're
I'm
so-
Yeah, you did.
and
You
the
thought you were doing the right thing.
the
You
lesson
thought you were doing a good thing.
to me is that number one, they have absolutely no respect for personal boundaries, and number
Mhm.
two, I wasn't guarding ours, and
Right.
because my
Yeah.
responsibility would have been to guard ours. Now that's a big thing that we can all be more aware of, even
Mhm.
among ones now, and that's what we do when we have two businesses here in the one same place, um, a consignment, and I do repair, clock repair. Um, when we're through with business, we'll engage the person and ask them, "Do you know any witnesses?" And they say, we're not witnesses. Relax. We were, and we proceed to give them a quick story about what's
Awesome.
going on, the dangers, and what that we are here as like a center for exes, and ones who are
Awesome.
being shunned.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're an expert at informal unwitnessing.
Oh, you bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
just had a local radio station interview,
Just this past
Wonderful.
Tuesday.
which that's going to be on
Awesome.
that'll be on 6 screens.
We'll have it on tomorrow night,
Tomorrow night.
9:30. We'll have the whole
Catch that.
interview
Yeah.
on. And we, like I said, we were on, well, Rick Fearon first, we called in. And now we're like every other week, we have a program. This is within a year's time. And Wendy Renee, because of Wendy's interview, we had so many people reaching out to
Yeah,
us. We
yeah.
had emails and phone
We
numbers.
gave them our phone number.
Yeah. And so now we have this little black book of everyone
Awesome.
Texas. And what we do is we connect people. So we have someone over in California, we connect them with someone here in Massachusetts, and they get together and they say, we talked for 4 hours.
Yeah,
It
initially,
was like,
initially
Awesome.
Fran was calling a few different
yeah, a few,
sisters,
few ex
and
sisters.
I said,
yeah.
Fran, you've got to ask them to call others.
Yeah.
And I said, you can be the call girls. And I swear it brings me to tears, the relationships that are being developed through this.
Yeah.
It truly does. It's absolutely beautiful. We've got one older brother who's still in, but he calls himself the CIA. He's a nice older guy. He can't leave because he'll lose his grandchildren, et cetera, et cetera.
He's been in it
Yeah.
for 52
So
years.
he'll call us and we'll talk
Wow.
and come back and whatever. It's
Yeah.
just precious.
He'll say, my wife is at the store now, so I can talk to you.
Every time.
Or she's at her doctor's office, so I can talk to you,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So we're here
Wow.
for others.
And there's so many out on the West Coast that we've been
Yes.
talking with, in Texas. And,
Yeah, so now we're taking a road trip. Actually,
yeah.
Joe rolls his eyes every time I start
Well,
talking about
What a
it.
challenge.
It's a very big challenge for us. We're going to go to Alabama. We're going to spend a few days with Ken Mayo. We're going up to Tennessee. We're going to see an ex. She's 83 years old. She's Pimo. Then we're heading over to Fort
Wow.
Worth, Texas. We're going to a different type of a convention. It's called
Yeah.
Archaics.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
something else that we got into.
It's not a religion.
No. And that's going to be April 1st at Fort Worth. And then April 2nd, we're going to meet with Gail White. Gail interviewed you, right, Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that was like maybe 4 weeks ago or so.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah, we
on
saw-
her show, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
we saw-
Maybe even longer. I don't know. But
we-
yeah, she's
We saw
amazing.
that. Yeah, she had.
She puts out PhD material when
She
she puts
does.
it out. And it doesn't
Mhm.
connect with a lot of the friends
Yeah.
because it's like over their heads.
Well, see, that's the thing though. I think one of the things that I've realized when I woke up is I thought I was very biblically literate. I thought I knew the Bible inside and out. And what I knew was what Watchtower had fed me. and that is all just a woven
Oh, yeah.
piece of make believe. I mean,
Story.
it's all make believe to
Story.
me, but now I've realized that what I thought I knew, I didn't know. So I kind of had to relearn everything all
Well,
over
well,
again. Yeah, without the misconceptions.
Well, and with the information that she puts forth, though, not Bible oriented, but more emotionally and psychologically beneficial for us.
Yeah.
And it's good stuff. But
Yeah.
a lot of the friends just, they're back at first grade.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. You think
Yeah.
you know so much because you've been fed so much bull crap, but then when it translates to
Yeah.
actual information, no. Not nope, sorry.
Yeah.
Nope.
But there's been so much helpful
Mhm.
things that have taken place there with different connections being made on 6 screens and outside of that. And
Just today we got in touch with Kim and Mikey.
Yeah, awesome.
So
I
we're gonna,
recently kind of connected
Yeah.
with them too.
and last week we got Jimmy Bell. We finally got in touch with him, so we've been
Okay.
conversing back and forth with him. He got us in touch with another couple our age from Texas. We were on the phone for almost 2 hours tonight talking to them. So
Awesome.
it's been really, really nice.
I can't believe you know somebody who's 80 years old and a PMO. I just
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
yeah,
I couldn't imagine.
yeah. She has a daughter that's in the Dominican. Maybe I shouldn't say it. Okay, I don't want to give any more information. Anyway,
Good. No, I understand. Yeah.
yeah, you got to be careful.
Wow.
So
Yeah. And that's it. And that's one thing that people, what I love about community is, and I say this all the time, is that as a community of ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, we get the coded language, we get the loaded words, like we understand what we're saying without having to explain. And I understand exactly why you need to be careful about giving too much information.
yes,
Wait,
yeah,
like there's nothing that you've said where I've had to go, what does she mean? I get you. And
Yeah.
I think that that gives you a sense of, I don't know, you feel like somebody understands you, because I think for so long I felt misunderstood. And I really appreciate, and it resonates with me when other people just get what I'm saying without me having to.
yes, it is.
Trauma bonding.
It's right.
It's
Well,
really
we
trauma bonding.
we
It really
trauma
is.
bonded during the
Yeah.
meetings all the time, hearing terrible, vicious acts of, things that would happen during Armageddon,
Yeah.
and have to walk away saying, what a
Yeah.
great meeting.
Yes,
great-
I know.
What a
Tear.
great talk.
Oh,
Oh,
Yes,
God.
right.
And it's so important to have the community now,
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
because you had the brothers and sisters who, by all appearances, were tried and true friends who would have your back and would take care of you.
Right.
And that, but the moment's notice, an announcement is made, and suddenly you're a ghost.
Yeah.
mm.
And
Adios.
there was no real foundation for it.
No.
So you
No,
build your
like-
own community, you make
See,
your
there
new
was-
friends.
We
and
were
family.
never friends. We were only conditionally approved associates.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as
And it could be
soon as
removed
we
at any
miss a
moment.
check mark, we're
Yep.
not anymore.
Bad association
Yeah.
spoils useful habits, and that was used.
Mm.
I just remember constantly my parents looking at my friends, deciding whether or not they would be good association for me, if I could hang out with them or not. Like all the time they were under scrutiny.
Yeah.
And I just think to myself, my goodness, how much scrutiny was I under, not even realizing it, from my friends' parents looking at me going like, she can't
Well,
come over here.
We draw so much inspiration from ones like you that were in and then came out. We really do. We really do.
and us, I'm so proud of you. I like, this is awesome. I can't believe that we got to talk to you tonight. This was
Yeah, that
actually this was even
You saved our
no-
bacon.
No offense. Yeah, but this was
I told
actually
Fran-
even
I
better
said-
because
I told Frank,
this is a
"Hurry
great
up,
story."
Get on and save them.
We were trying to get on one device. We couldn't find Chrome, so we found our other device and got on that way.
no,
And
I'm so glad you did.
I'm so.
I did get a message from Brianna, and she got called to work and wasn't able to communicate.
Yeah, I think she works in healthcare, so she's
Oh.
probably
On call or
very
something.
like on call.
Mhm.
Yeah, like having to be there
Tremendous.
whenever they need.
Yes. Well, that's
It's
nice.
so commendable.
I'll change the
Yeah,
art.
something.
So give us a big smile, Joe and Fran, for the
Oh yeah, give
the
us a
thumbnail.
big
There you
smile,
go.
and then we'll make sure we.
There you go. Perfect. And we'll have Brianna on another day. But thank you so much. It's been wonderful meeting you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
your
Thank you.
story is amazing, and it makes me really sad to hear that you are suffering through shunning. I don't. I'm just so sorry. I couldn't.
There's a
deal
whole
with it.
lot of
I don't know.
suffering. A whole lot of
I
suffering
I cannot even imagine.
by so many,
Mm-mm.
and we
Yes.
owe it. We owe it to each other.
Yep.
We owe it to each other to help each other. I mean, that's our
Yes.
own healing, to help each other, and
And
then to
to
go
warn.
on warning others.
To warn those. And one other thing, we don't have grandchildren
No.
because, like I said, they were all pioneers and, going where the need was greater.
Yeah.
So, at the time we were so
okay.
proud of them. It's like, oh yes, our children are, need graders. But now I never thought about not being a grandparent.
Yeah.
And now when I see all these grandparents and their grandchildren, I go, oh, But
Yeah, right. It's all the things that you don't think about because we don't really plan for a future. We don't.
no.
Those things aren't concepts that
Right.
we're even allowed to.
No,
Yeah.
Well, we can't conceptualize having a future. We don't financially, physically
Right.
plan ahead. And,
There-
here you are now thinking like, wow,
There-
grandkids
there's
are
good-
probably.
There's good discoveries to head by all at this point. There are good discoveries,
Right.
and that's the thing that I hold out to everybody.
Mhm.
This is a time for discoveries,
Yeah.
good discoveries
Mhm.
that they couldn't have.
And it's never too late.
No.
That's absolutely right.
No.
I think if we learned anything from your experience, that it's never too late to
No.
Oh no!
make up your own mind.
Oh my
And
goodness!
there might be consequences, negative consequences.
There will be
obviously,
consequences.
Right.
But still, it's your life, and you should be able to live it the way that you want.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. If anybody wants to get in touch with us, we're here for them. We are a support for anybody. We're willing to talk to anyone.
Not afraid to give our number if we want to do it. Give it.
Well,
Sure.
what I would love
Um,
to do is get like all your social, not
Social
not social,
No.
not social security, but
Boundaries.
social.
Please hold up your
like,
driver's license.
Don't forget boundaries here.
Amex, please. Right. Yes. Set your boundaries. No, but like if you have Twitter, any of your online presence, your
Okay.
handles, that would be great because we can put that in the details.
Okay.
That way people can reach out to you. Like
Oh,
if you have
that's great.
email
Yeah.
or whatnot.
Yeah.
And people may want to reach out to you because we
We do. We
are
are.
always looking for a community. I mean, we have I don't know if you're
There's
on
a Pasta
Discord, but we
Babe.
even have a Discord server where we
That's
get
how you do it,
together and
Laura.
we talk all the time. So
Yeah.
you're
Good.
more than welcome to come chat with us
Awesome.
too.
So how do we get you our information? What do we do?
Oh, we can
what?
discuss after the broadcast.
Okay.
Yeah, after the show,
just stay
give us
on.
everything and then we'll
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right, so thank you so much. And do you want
Yeah.
to sign us out, Ryan?
Quite welcome.
Yeah, well, you know what? I will just say that there is always surprises when you have an open heart and an open mind. And look what happened tonight. Honestly, you guys, I am floored. This has been amazing. I loved hearing your story. I loved seeing you two interact together, just like Dr. Time Waster said, just seeing you two share your story and the way you conversed with each other. We can see there's a lot of love there. And there's a lot of growth that you have had to go through together.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
hopefully we can really build this community and we can continue to grow together
That's it.
because community is where it's at, man.
It
I
really
am, I
is.
honestly, I'm through the roof.
More
Thank
than
you.
ever.
No,
More
you're
than ever.
welcome.
Thank you,
So glad.
guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for what you're doing. Really.
Yeah. Awesome.
you so
Thank
much.
you for joining.
So,
Thanks, Jonathan.
You're welcome. I'll just say thank you to everybody who watched and whoever catches this later. And if you want to talk to Joe and Fran, it sounds like they'd be more than happy to chat with
Still
you.
here.
Yep.
Love you all.
Thanks for now. Bye.
Bye. Do 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 do.